In this video, we're going to be opening up and checking out the first V for Vendetta figure in over 15 years, and of course, appropriately doing some explosive toy photography with it. So I don't think I can fully express, no matter how hard I try, how happy and excited I am that this figure exists. This is not an official V for Vendetta figure. It is a third-party made V for Vendetta figure called Fighter V. And man, I am so excited. I don't care if it's not licensed. Let's take a look at this and open this guy up. I cannot wait. The Fighter V figure made by DS Toys. I got this on toysmetaverse.com. They've got a bunch of cool figures, third-party stuff, just a lot of things you never would expect to find. I definitely recommend checking out Toys Metaverse. But man, I'm excited. I don't have any experience with DS Toys. This is my first time getting a DS Toys figure, but from what I can see, there's some good-looking soft goods on here. I mean, the Guy Fawkes mask looks incredible. I'm just super curious and excited to see what we have in store here with this freaking figure. So the box is really cool. It's like a nice matte finish. There's no window or anything, so I haven't been able to really look and see like what's inside, but it does say the old classic, remember, the 5th of November.
The gunpowder, treason, and plot.
And it does say on the back, which I do like, incorrect use may cause damage. We will not be responsible for repair and returned. They're basically saying this is a figure that's got a lot going on. If you break it because you don't know how to deal with it and handle it, then it's not our fault. And I like that. I kind of like that. I saw the V for Vendetta movie before I read the comic in, I think, 2005. I was way too much of a stupid kid to understand what the heck was going on in the movie, but I was just so enthralled with just how cool V was and just the tone and just the concept of the whole world alone was just so cool. And ever since then, I've been really a huge fan of just this story in general, and V is just such a cool character. Okay, here he is. He looks really great. He's a little smaller than I imagined, but looks really good. His sculpt looks fantastic. The soft goods look really good. He's got a wired cape. He looks good. There's a couple of issues that I'm seeing right off the bat that I'm having trouble with, and one of them is a big one. His knife holsters on his belt are all broken, or just the glue has come off. So if you look in the center here, he's got these 4 holsters for his knives. This one right here seems to be intact, but all the other ones are all kind of flapping out like this. I think I have to super glue these back. What I'm supposed to do in theory is stick a dagger in like that, which that's really cool, to be honest, and that's gonna look really awesome when I put them all in there, but that sucks. So before I continue, I'm gonna quickly put a little bit of super glue on each one of these because it looks like they're supposed to just be like wrapped up like that. So I'm just gonna quickly do that and move on with talking about the figure from there. Okay, so I think it's all good now. I did just drop a little super glue on each little thing, curl it up, and then now it's on there pretty good. Not really the coolest thing to have to do with a brand new, $90 figure, but I fixed it and it is what it is. So I'm just gonna put the little daggers in there. Cool. That's actually just putting those knives on there just adds to the look completely, and I think that makes them look that much better. Love that. Plus, these knives are like the real deal. Like, I think they're made out of like metal or aluminum or some type of aluminum or something. They're very light, and they're kind of sharp too. So my other issue I have with him is the joints on the ankles. I don't think there really are any joints down here. There might be something, where this is attached inside the boot, but the boot is all one piece, so I can't really adjust what's going on here. So I was having a lot of trouble actually standing him because he kept going back a little bit and falling backwards because I couldn't really bend ankle joints forward. That's one thing. I think it'll be fine. I mean, he comes with a stand, which is really cool. It's not a huge problem, but definitely is something that could have been better, And he honestly looks good on the stand anyway, so that's not a huge deal. So those are my only 2 issues really so far, and I'm not gonna let those get in the way of me really enjoying this figure because I really do think this is awesome so far, I really do. But definitely something to keep an eye out right there. Honestly, just holding this guy in my hands is making me happy. Like, I've got a freaking sweet 1/12 scale V in my hands. Like, that's so cool, and that makes me really excited. So,
Voila!
all the good stuff. The soft goods really look nice. Like the body underneath is super thin. It makes it so the soft goods on the outside don't make it look big and bulky. You know when you have too much soft goods for the whole body on a figure, it looks thick and fat and bulky, and it doesn't look that way, I don't think, at all. I think it looks really good. I appreciate the aesthetic decision of making the entire glove its own piece, you know, and same with the boot, because that looks better. It definitely does. It looks better, and that's, I think, why they really did include the stand. You know, like they're going for aesthetic here, and I appreciate that. I do. And the hat looks great. It looks a little big. I don't know if that's supposed to be that way. Maybe it is. I don't know. It looks a little bit big, but it still kind of works. I mean, I think it works great. If you look at the hat, it's not a perfect circle. It's thicker towards the back and more narrow in the front. He's got, you know, like plastic hair, softer plastic hair, and it's not too long, so he's still, wow, has a lot of head movement. Wow, look at that. That's a lot of head movement. Yeah, articulation's a big deal. It's really good on this. Just for looks and aesthetics alone, I don't know really how you could ask for a better V for Vendetta figure in this scale. It looks awesome. So one other great thing is his hands are a very nice softer plastic, so I was able to put his knives in his hands super nice and easily, so that's really great. I appreciate that very much too. He also comes with a nice little rose here, so if he kills somebody, he can place this on top of him. It's a nice little, you know, rose prop actually. It's kind of cool, so there's that. And he also comes with a couple of open hands like this, and then also a couple of holding hands. So if he's like, you want to have him throwing a knife or something, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's soft plastic. The articulation so far seems really good. Like the elbow articulation alone is something that I messed with, and you get all that. Like, that's pretty sweet. He's like answering the phone. He's like, hello, do you remember the 5th of November? You got plenty of twist going on here. Definitely be careful with these on there while they're there, because they are sharp and they could probably stab your soft goods here. Plenty of leg movement. That's so cool. Let's put him in a cool pose really quick. So here is V as he's throwing one of his knives, just like this. Kind of cool. Cape is moving around. It's just getting him to stand is kind of tough, you know, with these ankles for sure. But that is why his stand exists, I suppose. Here's a nice fighting stance pose for him. Kind of cool. And here's a nice kind of voila pose, which I think is really cool. I don't know, it's just naturally the figure poses well and looks really good when you put him in poses. I think it's obvious. It's just like when you have him with his head pointed down and you kind of just see mouth like that, like he just looks badass, you know, it just looks cool. So here's just a quick little comparison to the old NECA V for Vendetta figure. This one's been around a while, probably since 2005, but I thought it'd be cool to compare the two. Obviously this one definitely looks better. The scales aren't even close, but it's kind of cool to compare. And plus there's also, you know, a big 12-inch one back there as well. So overall, I think this guy is awesome. And honestly, there's some issues with him that I didn't love. One of them was just kind of a manufacturing error or whatever. But overall, I think he is a great figure, and I'm so happy to have him, and I would buy him again for whatever reason, you know. Definitely a huge win. If you're a fan of V for Vendetta, this is something you've been waiting for so long. I hope this one's a hit and other brands like Mezco or something decide they want to start doing it, or I don't know, and then they do, and I can get more V for Vendetta figures. I don't know, I like him a lot. I'm very much happy with him. So I've got a really cool idea with him for some toy photography. There's a spot near me with some graffiti that I think will be really cool. And of course I gotta use some fireworks. I mean, come on, it's V. So let's go and take the shot. Okay, so here we are at a great spot of mine. Hopefully it's not too loud. So I've got this little area down here, which is really great. And my goal is to have V walking along the wall with a big explosion in the background. And I'm gonna have a very special little bit of graffiti on the wall for him. So I bought some just plain sidewalk chalk, and I'm gonna use the red one to draw the iconic V on the wall. I'm not gonna actually vandalize, but I am gonna take advantage of all of the other vandalizations on the wall to hopefully make this look kind of cool. Okay, so here we go. We've got V. He's walking along the wall. All I have is just one little stick there, which is holding him up beautifully. I'm really happy about that. And I've got some of my own little homemade graffiti with chalk, which is kind of cool. I've got one big light here that's lighting him up from the side, which looks pretty good. And I've got my camera over here at a very low angle, so I can still shoot and get that cool look of his, and get below enough so I can still get his face in camera. So I'm going to take a big firework right here, and I'm gonna light it back over here, like that. And these are really big. And I'm gonna hold down the trigger, take a ton of shots, and hopefully just get a nice big explosion back there, while also still getting the wall and the graffiti all in picture, just like that, which looks pretty good, not gonna lie, looks pretty good. So I'm still technically in public right now. So, and these are very loud, these big ones. So hopefully this super loud stuff we've got going on over here will cancel out all of this noise, and no one will even know that, you know, I'm making a big loud mess. I don't know, which I'm going to clean up. But yeah, let's take a look at my settings for the camera first. I got my shutter speed at 800, which is fast enough for a firework. I've also got my aperture at 2.5, so I get a nice blurry background. And I've got my ISO at 200. I turned it down a little bit because all of this gray is still kind of bright, and I wanted it to be a little bit darker in here. So I think that looks pretty good. And I'm gonna be using my handy Bluetooth remote to hold down and take lots of shots while the explosion is going off over there. And yeah, I'm ready to take the shot. Let's go. Sorry if I scared the crap out of you guys before with that firework. I'm doing some toy photography with fireworks, so it kind of
nice.
looks like that in the end.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So,
oh, okay.
I swear I was alone. And I know that firework was as loud as hell. I thought it was
yeah.
But anyway, have a great day, you guys. So the first, maybe unofficial, but first V for Vendetta action figure in like 15 plus years is finally out, and it definitely has a couple of issues, but in the end is exactly what I wanted it to be and exactly what I needed it to be for toy photography just like this. And I was very happy with the photo in the end. And this photo, along with everything else, is always posted on Instagram at Sirdork. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. That would be amazing. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.